have exquisite taste, Mr. Roy.
What if the biggest clue about Jamie's fate wasn't hidden in a big battle, but in a quiet moment we almost ignored? Episode 2 doesn't feel loud at first. There are no huge explosions or shocking twists right away. But if you look closely, every scene feels heavy, like something bad is slowly coming. The episode opens with a calm moment, almost too calm, and that is the first sign that something is not right. When a story slows down like this, it usually means the storm is coming next. And this episode does exactly that. It builds tension in a very quiet way. We see Jamie trying to stay strong, as always. He speaks with confidence. He stands like a leader, and on the outside, nothing seems broken. But if you watch his face carefully, you can feel something is different. There is a weight on him, like he already knows something we don't. His words feel normal, but the emotion behind them feels deeper, almost like goodbye without saying it directly. This is where the episode becomes powerful, not because of what is said, but because of what is not said. Claire, on the other hand, feels more alert than usual. She watches everything closely, like her instincts are warning her. There are moments where she looks at Jamie in a way that feels different, almost like she is trying to remember him, not just see him. This kind of emotional detail is important because the show has always used small reactions to hint at big future events. And here, those reactions feel stronger than ever. One of the most important parts of the episode is how the conversations are written. Many of them sound simple on the surface, but if you listen carefully, they carry a deeper meaning. There are lines that talk about fate, about not knowing how much time we have, and about choices that cannot be undone. These are not random lines. In a story like this, every word matters. And when characters start talking about time and loss, it usually means something serious is coming. There is also a strong feeling of reflection in this episode. It feels like the characters are looking back at their journey, thinking about everything they have been through. This kind of storytelling often comes before a major turning point. It is like the calm before something changes forever. And the way the episode shows this is very subtle, which makes it even more powerful. Another detail that stands out is how the scenes are framed. Even without big action, the camera focuses on small things: hands, eyes, pauses between words. These small details create a feeling of tension that keeps growing as the episode moves forward. It is not fast, but it is intense in a quiet way. You start to feel like something is about to happen, even if you cannot explain why. By the time the episode reaches its final moments, the feeling becomes clear. This was not just a normal episode. It was setting something up. It was planting seeds. And those seeds are connected to something big, something emotional, and possibly something tragic. The kind of tragedy that the story has been building toward for a long time. So when you step back and look at episode 2 as a whole, it is not just a recap of events. It is a warning. A quiet signal that the story is moving into a darker place. And if you pay close attention, you can already see the shadow of what might happen next. Especially when it comes to Jamie, and this is where things start to get really interesting. Because once you notice these small clues, you realize this episode may have already told us more than we think. What if everything we are seeing is not leading to Jamie's death, but to something even more painful? At this point, the story feels like it is pushing us in one clear direction. The slow tension, the emotional moments, the way Jamie is being shown, it all feels like a setup for a tragic end. But here's the twist. What if that is exactly what the writers want us to believe? What if all these clues are not pointing to death, but to a moment that will completely change how we see the story? Because if we look carefully, Outlander has never been a simple story. It has always played with time, fate, and choices. And when a show builds this much emotional weight around one character, it usually means something big is coming, but not always in the way we expect. Jamie's journey has always been about survival, sacrifice, and love that goes beyond time. So ending his story in a predictable way would feel too simple. One strong possibility is that Jamie's death is not a real ending, but a turning point. Maybe he disappears. Maybe he is believed to be gone. Or maybe he makes a choice that separates him from Claire in a way that feels like death, even if it is not physical. Sometimes losing someone without a clear answer can hurt even more than death itself. And this kind of emotional twist would fit perfectly with the tone the show is building, right? Now, another idea is that the story is setting up a sacrifice. Jamie has always been the kind of character who puts others before himself. So what if he chooses to give up everything to protect Claire or change the future? This would explain the quiet moments, the deep looks, and the feeling that he is preparing for something. Not because he is weak, but because he knows what must be done. But here's where things get even more interesting. What if Claire already feels this coming? The way she watches Jamie, the way she reacts, it feels like she senses something is about to change. And in a story built on time travel, that feeling cannot be ignored. Maybe this is not just about what will happen, but about what has already been set in motion. So the real question is not just will Jamie die? The real question is, what kind of ending is the story preparing us for? A true loss? A hidden survival? Or a twist that will break us in a completely unexpected way? Because episode 3 is not just another episode. It feels like the moment where everything starts to shift. The calm is ending. The truth is getting closer. And whatever happens next, it is going to change everything we thought we knew. Now, the only thing left is to wait and see if the story follows the path we expect, or takes a turn no one saw coming.